Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition in our first Final Fantasy edition of Budget Magic, and we got a fun one this week. We are heading to our new standard format to play some Rakdos Black Mage Kuja Spellslinger burn. And the idea of this deck is we are built around Kuja, and Kuja is a super cool card. It's a 4-mana 3/4. It's a wizard. It says at the beginning of our end step, we make a Black Mage token, a 0/1 Black Wizard, with whenever we cast a non-creature spell, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then if we have 4 more wizards, we flip into Trans Kuja, which gets bigger and doubles the damage of all of our wizards. So if you look at our deck, we have a ton of cards that make these Black Mage token, these 0/1 wizard tokens that ping whenever we cast a spell. We have Cornered by Black Mages, an Edict that also makes a wizard. We have Circle of Power, gives our wizards lifelink, and draws us some cards, loses some life, pumps our wizards a little bit. Black Mage's Rod makes a hero token and then turns it into one of those wizards. And then Crustacean Mage, technically not a Black Mage, but it does the same thing. It's a wizard. Whenever we cast a non-creature spell, we ping our opponent. If we get to 4 mana, we can offspring it. So the idea of this deck is, as we're doing what we want to do anyway, which is, killing our opponent's stuff, drawing cards, we're just adding these wizards tokens to the battlefield. So then every spell that we cast is essentially coming with a kicker of 1 damage to your face. Ideally, we'll get enough of these wizards in a Kuja and flip it. If we get to that point, then every spell we cast for every wizard is dealing 2 damage. Plus, remember, if we flip Kuja, we had at least 4 wizards, which means we probably have at least 3 of those tokens on the battlefield, which really means every time we cast a Burst Lightning or a Highway Robbery or Ren's Resolve, whatever cheap spell, we're going to be hitting our opponent for at least like 6 damage. So it's only going to take 3 maybe spells to burn our opponent out of the game, even if they're very close to 20 life. So that's kind of the core of the deck. Try to make these wizards tokens, sling a bunch of spells to burn our opponent out of the game. We also have Lindblom in the mana base, which also makes another one of these wizards tokens. The rest of the deck is basically a bunch of cheap card draw and removal. Desperate Measure is really cute. It's like a Skull Clamp activation, but it can kill a wizard token to draw us 2 cards for 1 mana instant speed. We have Go for the Throat, Burst Lightning for removal, Highway Robbery, Opera Love Song, Ren's Resolve, all draw to impulse draw style. So once we get, 2, 3, 4 wizards, hopefully we just have a big turn where we sling a bunch of these spells and our opponent kind of just dies to all of our Black Mage Wizard damage. The only awkward card in the deck is Monastery Swift Spear, which I know is kind of a flavor fail because it's not a wizard, but I couldn't find a good wizard 1-drop, and Monastery Swift Spear does work really well with the Spellslinger aspect of the deck. I mean, if you look at our deck, it's Swift Spear and Kuja and 2 Crustacean Mages as our only real creatures. All of our other creatures actually come attached from spells, and that's part of the power of the deck. One of the things I love about this deck is these are cards that kind of create prowess type creatures that do something when you cast a spell, but they're also spells, which means if you play a Cornered by Black Mages, not only are you getting a creature that benefits when you cast future spells, but it's also a spell to trigger all the Black Mages that you have on the battlefield, which is pretty neat. You don't have to worry about the mixture of like having enough prowess threats, having enough spells for prowess, because they kind of do both. Maybe not like super efficiently, but still, you're getting the prowess style creatures and the spells all out of 1 card, which makes the deck pretty exciting. But anyway, that is our Black Mage Rakdos Wizard Spellslinger deck. That's our Budget Magic deck for this week. So let's jump into some games and see if we can actually kill opponents with Black Mage tokens in Final Fantasy Standard. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap-up. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. All right, Budget Magic time. We are playing some Kuja Wizards in Final Fantasy Standard, trying to make some wizards, flip a Kuja, burn you out of the game. This hand seems fine. I guess we probably lean on Sulphur Springs Swift Spear and then go from there. Let's Sulphur Springs, get down the Swift Spear, hit you for 1. So Kuja needs 4 wizards to flip, and that's when the deck hopefully gets scary, is once we get Trans Kuja, because then all of our wizards tokens deal double damage, which is kind of the point. Well, we'll see what we draw. If we don't draw anything, I guess we just Ren's Resolve to set up for next turn. Opponent gonna melee Dredge the Canal. Let's Blackcleave Cliffs. Yeah, let's just Ren's Resolve. Got nothing else going on. Trigger Prowess. Well, Black Mage's Rod, Crustacean Mage. I mean, that is a wizard. We're getting there. We're getting there, opponent. Gloom Lake Verge. Well, let's play the Black Mage's Rod. And opponent. Gonna kill the Swift Spear. Sure. Well, we get our wizard. Wizard number 1. Play the tap land, pass the turn. So Grixis control, I guess. Gonna mill the land. And even more go for the throats. Annoying. Well, play the land. Get down the Kuja. Gotta make our wizard somehow. Make a wizard pass the turn. Opponent's definitely playing a lot of removal. Seems like kind of a control deck, basically. I don't know. It's probably like Kefka or something. If it's, I don't know about Dredge the Canal. Oh, it's a Vivi deck. All right, Vivi and a tap land. Well, we're gonna have to kill this Vivi. That much is for sure. We gotta do it. Kill the Vivi. Paying it for 1. Down to 13, pass the turn, make a wizard. So next turn we can flip. It would have been nice if we could have flipped last turn, but I guess if our opponent goes to kill the Kuja, we can Desperate Measures it, which is nice. Vivi is definitely scary, but if we can just kill it. I'm very interested in what this deck's trying to do. What is Ali up to? Looking at the Kuja, drowned in Ichor. Well, let's Desperate Measures it. Penya. Draw a couple cards. Well, play the Swift Spear. Circle of Power. We got so close to flipping the Kuja. Penya. Draw a couple cards. Black Cleave Cliffs. Hit you for 3. Or hit you for 4, down to 5. The wizards are adding up. They're adding up little by little. Experimental Augury, sure. We need one more spell, and our wizards get the job done. We're so close. Opponent land. And Brothers Hood End to sweep our board. Well, playing the land. I guess we just pass. Man, that Brothers Hood End was brutal. Kefka Court Mage. Well, we're going to discard a land. Opponent discards Burst Lightning. They draw 2 cards because Kefka's busted. They play a land. Well, we will kill the Kefka. And I guess we might as well equip this Black Mage's Rod. Pass the turn. Gotta hold on to the land in case there's another Kefka land for our opponent. It's working. We're grinding. Vivi milled. Highway Robbery is quite excellent. We will Highway Robbery. Penya. Sack a land. Burst Lightning. Penya. The double trigger with the equipment and wizards. Wow, okay. I'm pretty sure our opponent's deck has a single card that costs more than our entire deck in VV. But in the end, the power of the wizards overcome the Grixis control deck. And that felt pretty good. The little wizard tokens, they ended up adding up. Sweet. Final Fantasy is here, and we are slinging some spells, playing some Rakdos Kuja Wizard Spellslinger. On a budget, of course. This hand seems fine. Let's just Mountain and Monastery Swift Spear. Hello, Jumbo Cactar friend. Opponent says GG. I'm not doing what you think I'm doing, opponent. I'm not. I'm really not. Let's play a Blazemire Verge, and yeah, it's risky to let them untap with the Land War, but let's play Black Mage's Rod. Start getting our wizards going. Get in, hit ya. So now whenever he casts a 9-creature spell, opponent takes 1, which is kind of the point of our deck. We have like every card, almost. There's some bad ones, but most of the cards that can make a wizard. Go for the throw with the Furion. Ping you with the We can't let Furion untap. That seems very risky. Ping ya. Play the land. Smash ya. Down to 12. Man, if we can draw Kuja. Oh, Summoner's Grimoire. That's very scary. That is very, very scary. How do we make our opponent die? Well, I mean, I think we just make another wizard. Play the land. Well, let's see what they can put into play from their hand. And does it make us die? Opponent gets in. Tapped and attacking. Summon Bahamut. Well, I mean, I guess if we're going to lose, losing to Summon Bahamut's kind of cute. Yeah, we'll take it. Down to 9. Yeah, I think this Bahamut just beats us, though. Opponent, living the dream. Living the Bahamut dream. Plays a land, and thinking about moving their equipment, decides not to. Another Black Mage's Rod, and that's not going to do it. GG! And, well, I mean, I guess this hand looks fine. Opponent, gonna lead on the Surveillant, Demir Surveillant, on Monastery Swiftspear. Hit you for 1. Opponent. I mean, our deck has a lot of card draws, so sooner or later we should start drawing some Ren's Resolves. Opponent takes Circle of Power, plays a Surveillant. So it looks like some sort of Kefka style deck, I imagine. Play the Swamp, play the Black Mage's Rod, trigger the Swiftspear, get in for 2, hit you down to 17. Oh, they even have Kefka as their avatar. Definitely a Kefka deck. That seems very likely. We will play the Sulphurous Springs. Looking at the Swiftspear. All right, takes the beats to 14. We will just pass. Opponent's going to do a little opting. So we can Lindblom. I think we Lindblom to make a token during our opponent's turn, I think. Anoint with Affliction. All right, we can't actually do anything about that. Sure. Opponent plays a Fountain Port. Well, that's Lindblom to make the Wizard. Pena. Ooh, there's a Kuja, but we're down a land. Well, play the Lindblom as a land. Adventureland feeling good right there. If they Fountain Port, we'll just Burst Lightning the token. Opponent's gonna opt to the top. Well, let's Burst Lightning, Pena. Down to 9. Burst Lightning. Down to 7, down to 5. Lose the hero. Well, let's see what they got. Opponent, land. Oh, opponent plays a Kuja. All right, well, I mean, that's pretty good for them, although they're at a much lower life total. We will also play a Kuja, pass the turn. Make a Wizard. I want to flip a Kuja. Opponent, land. VV Orditir. Thankfully, your opponent does not have many cards in hand. Opponent passes. Wizard flips it. Well, we will, let's see, play a land. Make you sack. Make a Wizard. And this should be game, right? Unless our opponent has removal? Because now we have 3 Wizards. Ren's Resolve, Pena. And we got there. Okay, that felt good. That is the power of Kuja coming down to make the Wizards. Like, the deck can pour on some damage once it gets going. Like, it's so funny because the Wizards are so small. Like, his creatures on the battlefield are not that good. But if you can stack up 2 or 3 of these, and every time you cast a random spell, you're getting like a kicker of 3 damage, they're actually kind of powerful. Kuja seems kind of sweet. Rakdos Spellslinger Kuja Wizards in Final Fantasy Standard. And this hand seems reasonable. Got a little card draw, got a way to make a couple wizards, got a little removal. Zaz Chocobo. Well, okay. I think we probably should kill that. Chocobo down. I do love the Chocobo, and I feel a little bad about killing it, but gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, let's Black Mage's Rod here. Kind of tempted to Ren's Resolve to get mana for this corner by Black Mages, but we can Ren's Resolve next turn. Opponent land. And looking at our hero, our wizard hero, Bristly Bill. We do not draw land. Well, let's Ren's Resolve. Yeah, let's just play the Lindblom. Pass the turn. Well, opponent's gonna tap with old Bristly Bill over there. Hopefully this doesn't hurt too much. Opponent, throw Inspire Verge. I'm gonna grow Bristly Bill. And Choco Comet. All right, even more landfall shenanigans. Opponent hits us. Well, play the land. I guess we just need to offspring this crustacean mage. Opponent, side quest, raise a Chocobo. And a land, gonna trigger all the landfalls. And a torch the tower. Man, this has been pretty good landfall hand, I will say. Opponent gets in, hits us, down to 8, and looking a little bit dead here. So we can corner by Black Mages, make you sack something, but it doesn't really do enough. So play the Verge. Corner by Black Mages, I mean, this makes our opponent sack. We ping you for 1. We get another wizard. Yeah, we gotta pass. I think we have to like pass, block, and try to desperate measures. Bartz and Boko. Going after the mage. Well, okay. We will desperate measures it. Ping you, draw a couple cards. Well, Chocobo. Actually, this isn't even really a Chocobo deck. It's it's basically just a bird deck. Yeah, now we gotta block. We're super dead here. Down to 3. We drop. Oh, there's our Kuja, but it's too late to matter. Yeah, and dead. Ah, Chocobo. And we'll try this. We make a couple of pseudo wizards with Black Mage's Rod. We're essentially the Black Mage deck, which apparently Black Mages are cool, except we don't have Vivi, which I guess is the most famous Black Mage. Opponent land and Snarling Gorehound. Well, we will play a Black Cleave Cliffs, get down a Black Mage's Rod. Wizard number 1 achieved. Hero Wizard. Opponent land. LSL Core. Well, we're probably going to have to kill the LSL Core. This has to be a Raise the Past Reanimator deck, I think. Opponent hits us. There's a go for the throat. Well, play the Mountain. Play the Black Mage's Rod. Burn you a little bit. Down to 19. And Burst Lightning. Get rid of the LSL Core. Ping ya. 17. Hit ya. 15. Okay. The wizard damage is adding up. The Black Mage's Rod's opponent land. Vengeful Blood Witch. I mean, we are going to have to kill that too because it gains life. Opponent passes. Let's play the land. I mean, I guess we just cornered by Black Mages. Make you sack. Ping ya. Unfortunately, we don't have a Black Source to leave up the Desperate Measures. Wow, opponent's going to sack the Blood Witch. So they only have 2 things in the graveyard right now for Raise the. We just got to be cautious of the Raise the Past. That's the thing I'm scared of. The good news is every spell we cast deals 3 currently. Dewdrop Cure. All right, well that's kind of Raise the Past like. Found it. You know what we need is Kuja. We need a Kuja. We draw a Swift Spear. Oh, play the Swift Spear. Go for the throat, the LSL Core. Ping ya. Wow, opponent's gonna take it? Okay. Opponent takes it down to 7. Well, past the turn. Opponent untaps. Zahir. Oh, we're so close. We are so close to closing this out. This has gotta be a Sephiroth deck, right? It's gotta be. Gotta be Sephiroth. And then Corrupted Conviction sacks the Gorehound. Drains us. Draws a couple cards. And a tap land. Passing. We draw a Swamp. So we will Desperate Measures. Kill the one that's going to die anyway. So opponent goes to 5. Our wizard dies. We draw hopefully 2 good cards. Okay, 2 okay cards. Opponent goes to 3. The Zahir dies. Opponent gains back a bit of life. Well, we are going to kick a Crustacean Mage. The question is, does our opponent have Raise the Past? If our opponent can Raise the Past here, then I think they win. Anything short of Raise the Past. Okay, LSL Core. Dwarven Castle Guard gains a life. I think we get to win now. We go to 14. I think we're good, because what we can do is we can pay 3 to equip. And then the Black Mage's Rod. This should be 5 triggers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoo! Black Mage's Rod. Okay. Actually might be a kind of good card. That was a pretty impressive win. We didn't even draw the Kuja. We didn't draw Kuja, the best card in our deck, or the card we're really built around. But it turns out, if you stack up enough wizards, Black Mage's Rod is so... It's so funny because it's just a random common, but a 2/1 for 2 is not horrible. It's got the pinging ability of Crustacean Mage, and then it also has the upside of being a non-creature spell, which is what we saw here. Not only is it making a wizard to support Kuja and to burn our opponent, it also is triggering all of our wizards. So this was actually the Black Mage Rod game, really. Like, the 5 damage burn spell of Black Mage's Rod is what let us steal that one. Rakdos, Kuja, Spellslinger wizards in Standard. Basically trying to make a bunch of these wizard tokens and then burn our opponent out of the game. All on a pretty cheap budget, especially considering we're playing Final Fantasy cards, which are ungodly expensive. Opponent plays a land. Well, let's begin the plotting. Yes, we plot some highway robberies, and then in the future, try to make some wizards. And then once we have the wizards, try to cast some spells, and maybe burn our opponent out of the game. We'll see. We got a plan. Opponent land. Opponent appears to be a blue-white control player. Well, let's keep on plotting. I mean, I guess we play the Swift Spear. Opponent going to syncopate the Swift Spear. Well, we will pass the turn. Fountain Port passes. And play a Black Mage's Rod. And then, I mean, I guess we highway robbery. Discard the Go for the Throat. And let's play another Black Mage's Rod. And highway robbery. Double ping ya. And this time I think we just sack a mountain. Draw a couple cards. I mean, this control stuff is going to make it tricky. Opponent. Ultima. Well, Burst Lightning. Ping ya. We would have been able to flip our Kuja, which would have been sweet. So opponent goes to 12. They wrap the board. They end their turn. We get to play a Kuja. Go back to trying to make some wizards. Play a land. Make a wizard. Well, let's see if we can grind them out. Can we grind out the control deck somehow? We have our opponent down to 12. Mills a deduce. Get lost on the Kuja. Of course. Play a Black Mage's Rod. I mean, we'll pay. And then highway robbery. And I think we go back to sacking lands. Let's sack a land. Play the land. I guess we might as well crack a map. I mean, we have our opponent down to 9. We're getting there. Little by little. Circle of power. We're going to keep it. Get in for 1. Down to 8. Come on. No wrath. No wrath. Come on. No wrath. One time, no wrath. We're so close. Do you have an Ultima? Do you have a Sunfall? Do you have a Day of Judgment? Meringue River Regent. Okay. That is annoying, but we have a clean answer. So we can play the Swift Spear. Oh, what if they have Spell Pierce? Oh, they don't have Spell Pierce, right? They would have Spell Pierce last turn. Oh, we'll play it safe. We'll play it safe. We'll do it this way. It would be nice to play the Swift Spear first, but I think it's more important to make sure that we don't get Spell Pierce. Hit you to 6, pass the turn. We're going to leave up the Desperate Measures in case they have a Wrath. Memories returning. All right, so opponent gets 3 of their top 5 cards. Opponent's going to take Elspeth Smite. Actually, you know what? You can have the Ultima. We'll put the Ultima to the bottom. They can take the Memories Returning. I don't think they're going to have enough time to really take advantage of it. I guess Memories Return? Actually, yeah, Memories Returning to the bottom. You can have the lands. Passes. We'll play the Swamp. Play the Circle of Power. Ping ya. And then let's crack the map on the Swift Spear. See if we can get it out of Elspeth's Smite range. Ooh, so opponent's gonna get lost. So in response, we will Desperate Measures. Ping ya. Down to 4. Go up to 20. It dies, we draw 2 cards. Hit you for 1 down to 3. Actually, they can... All right, hit you for 1 down to 3. They did not smite. All right, opponent. Absolute Virtue. That's really bad. So we need 2 Desperate Measures. We got to find a removal spell. Draw a couple cards. Highway Robbery. Discard a tap land. Ren's Resolve. Well, let's crack the map. Man, I think we're gonna lose to this Absolute Virtue. Keep the Ren's Resolve. Play the Sulphurous Sprigs. Play the Swift Spear past the turn. Yeah, I don't know if we can win through this. Memories returning. We gotta find a removal spell. And we can't use the Edict removal spell, so I'm not sure what options we realistically have. Oh, what a brutal way to lose this game. What a brutal way to lose. Opponent gets in for 8. Well, we will Ren's Resolve. Can we find a removal spell? The answer is clearly no. Well, we will play a Kuja. Correct. Well, you know what? Let's play the Lindblom. Crack the map. Yeah, we can't beat the Absolute Virtue. We were 1 turn away with all of our wizards, but we don't have a way to kill the Absolute Virtue, and I guess that's gonna be the death of us. Well, we'll cast a Ren's Resolve. Because they have the Syncopate in hand, so even if we find an answer and we don't, and wow. Whoa, wizards, what a way to lose. We're trying to make Black Mage tokens, I think is what they are. I don't know Final Fantasy enough to know what that means, but those things, the things with the rod there. Let's play land. Monastery Swift Spear. This hand seems reasonable. 2 Swift Spears. Not wizards, but pretty good if you're slinging a bunch of spells. Mountain for our opponent. Well, let's just get down the Black Mage's Rod. Trigger the Swift Spear. Hit you for 2. Swift Spear is funny. If you look back on creatures printed like 10 plus years ago, a lot of them aren't really playable today. I think Swift Spear is one of the exceptions to that rule. Opponent has a Guardian of New Benalia. Well, let's play a Verge. I think we're just going to pass an Opera Love Song because we really need to hit some more red mana. Or at least just lands in general. That'll trigger our Hero Wizard to do a little burning. Opponent's probably a... fear I'm missing out. I would assume a Monument deck. Typically, Guardian New Benalia, FOMO. Typically, that would be Monument shenanigans. Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Okay. Definitely this looks very much like the Monument decks that have been around opponent. I wonder what new... I guess you get Joshua. That's probably the big new addition. Let's Opera Love Song. Come on, we gotta hit a land here, right? We gotta at least hit a land here. If we don't hit a land here, things are very bad. As long as we hit a land, preferably untapped. Preferably one that turns on our... Oh my god, okay. Okay, there's a land. That works. So we can play Sulphurous Springs. We can play the Swift Spear. Play Black Mage's Rod number 2. I'm starting to think Black Mage's Rod might actually just be... It might actually just be pretty good. Hit you to 14. Get another Hero Wizard. Opponent's going to torch the tower. Well, let's Burst Lightning. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll just wait. Because we're going to get another one anyway. We are going to cast the Burst Lightning, but we're going to get another Wizard token here, so we're never going to have 2. So go to combat, do some attacking. So we will Burst Lightning our opponent's face. 4-3, thanks to the Hero Wizards. Opponent down to 11. Our opponent can, they have to discard now if they want to make this indestructible, which is kind of funny. Yeah, so opponent's going to discard another Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Well, we will just kill the Fear Missing Out then. Hit you down to 8. Pass the turn. Okay, we're super close. We're super close. These cost 5 to get back, so they're not immediately a threat. We have the Circle of Power, too. Oh, Sheltered by Ghosts. That is actually kind of an issue. All right. That's bad, because we can kind of never kill this Guardian of New Benalia. Are we attacking? Opponent says no. I'm going to pass. Well, I think we Circle of Power, make a wizard, trigger prowess, draw a couple cards. Well, there's our lands. The Shelter by Ghost killing the wizard isn't the end of the world. The issue is the lifelink is kind of a problem. Chandra Spark Hunter, eh? Okay. I'm gonna make a vehicle. So we're gonna go up to 10. Can we 10 our opponent? Oh, not attacking with the vehicle is weird, because you can't block with it anyway. Yeah, not attacking with the Guardian's one thing. We draw. Ooh, another Black Mage's Rod. That's pretty good. Wait, can we win here? So Black Mage's Rod pings for 1, down to 6. Highway Robbery pings for 2 to 4. I think this works. I think we got it. So we can play the Swamp. Play the Black Mage's Rod. Ping you for 1. So opponent goes down to 6. Highway Robbery. sack the tap land. Oh, I thought the life gain on Shelter by Ghost was going to get us, but apparently not. We will sack the swamp. Draw 2. Oh, no. I'm so dumb. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Verges. Oh, boy. All right. Pass the turn. Wow. We sacked the one land that we should not have sacked there. I don't think it's going to cost us in the end with 2 Burst Lightnings in hand, but it definitely cost us winning the game that turn. It's Arena, I will say. So it's my fault. It's my fault. No doubt about it. It's my fault for not recognizing that. But I will say Arena's really good at making me just rely on the auto tapper and just assume that the mana is going to work out. And I think you get into that habit of just like, okay, the auto tapper is going to take care of it. The mana's going to be fine. And in this case, we should have chose literally any other land. Like I said, it's not going to matter. Even if they get an in-game life here, it's not going to matter with 2 Burst Lightnings in hand. So I think we are going to win this game, but we should have won that game. Last turn, we've drawn every Black Mage. I'm starting to feel like Black Mage's Rod is actually the best card in this deck. We're a Kuja deck. Like, Kuja's the card that made me want to build this deck. But it seems like Black Mage's Rod is the card. I still don't think this matters. So our opponent gets to enlist the Guardian and Nubenalia. So you get in for 6. So we're going to go up to 8. I still think we're fine, though, unless they have like a Pyroclasm. Or if they have some sort of Pyroclasm, then all bets are off and we're probably dead. But short of that, going to sack the vehicle. Looking at our wizards. Going to Burst Lightning, a wizard. Towards the tower, a wizard. Okay, so our opponent had all the removal they could possibly want. Does it change things? So 1, 2, 3. Equip this to the Swift Spear to make it a wizard. I think we're still good, but boy, we made this closer than it needed to be. Burst Lightning. Your face for 4. Yeah, we're still gonna have literally Exaxes. Burst Lightning your face for 4. Burst Lightning your face. Wow, we almost threw this one away. We were very close. But in the end, the Black Mage's Rods are gonna come through. Opponent to 2, opponent to 0. We almost got auto-tapped. But we pulled out in the end. Sweet. So what did we learn this week about Rakdos, Kuja, Black Mage, Spellslinger, Wizards in Final Fantasy Standard? And record-wise, we're a little bit under 50% overall, although it's an early access day, so I don't put much weight in the record. People are just trying all these crazy new things, so I care more about how the deck feels. And I will say overall, I think this feels like a relatively solid, but not like super busted budget deck. I think the upside of the deck is we got to see, once you start stacking up those wizard tokens, it actually gets really scary really fast, where we don't really have to attack you to actually kill you, and we just build up this big board and draw a bunch of cards, cast a bunch of spells, and our opponent just gets burned out of the game. So that part felt really powerful. I think the downside of the deck is if we fall behind, it's kind of hard to catch back up, because yes, we're adding a lot of bodies to the battlefield, but honestly, they're a bunch of 0/1 wizards, so they're not great in combat and working like real creatures, attacking and blocking. So if our opponent's like on the play and just plays big creatures and we don't draw our removal spells, we can just fall behind. We saw that against like the Chocobo or the Landfall deck, where opponents just like, I'm going to play these big things, and we're going to make 0/1 wizards and try to cast spells, and it didn't work out very well. So if we fall behind, it can go badly. I will say, one card in specific that really impressed me was Black Mage's Rod. Black Mage's Rod, it's just a random common, but I think this card actually might be kind of good. This was a card that won us a lot of our games, honestly. So not only does it make a 2/1 for 2 mana, which isn't horrible, but it gives it that wizard ability of pinging, and it's a 9-creature spell. So we had some games where we'd play a Black Mage's Rod and then make the wizard, and then we play another one to trigger the wizard, and that synergy was enough to win us the game. Plus, even though it's 3 mana to equip, it is a nice upside that you can move it over, and it's worth mentioning, if you put this on one of the wizard tokens, you will have that ability twice. So if you cast a spell that essentially double triggers, the only disappointing part of the deck, I would say, is I feel like we didn't see Kuja that often. Like the idea of actually playing Kuja and flipping it and then casting a bunch of spells, it turns out that that's actually kind of hard to do. I think we saw it flip maybe once or twice, and then it ended up just dying anyway. The good news is we managed to win a lot of games without Kuja doubling the damage, and I think Kuja is still pretty solid. Just as like a 3/4 that makes one of those tokens each turn. card. It doesn't technically have an ETB trigger, but as long as it makes it to our end step, we're at least getting a wizard token out of it, which honestly is not that bad of a deal compared to like Lindbaum's 3 mana just to make one of those wizards. And then if it does stick around, the upside's really, really high. But I will say, we didn't actually get to see the like flip around, all of our wizards deal double damage, sling a bunch of spells. Like that didn't actually happen all that often. So overall, I would say the deck's fun. It's super cheap to put together. I'd probably put it kind of in the middle of how competitive it is. I don't think it's going to be our most competitive budget deck, but it's also probably not going to be our least competitive budget deck of the season. But if you like slinging spells, you love black mages, looking for something cheap to try in Final Fantasy Standard, give Rakdos Kuja, Black Mage Spellslinger a shot. So anyway, everyone, that's been our budget magic for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.